Welcome to the Abstract Class Challenge. In this challenge, you need to build an application that can be a storefront for any imaginable item for sale. Instead of the main class we usually create a store class with a main method. The store class should manage a list of products for sale, including displaying the product details. Manage an order, which can just be a list of order item objects. Have methods to add an item to the order and print the ordered item so it looks like a sales receipt. Also, create a product for sale class that should have at least 3 fields, a type, price, and a description. This class should also have methods to get sales price, a concrete method, which takes a quantity and returns the quantity times the price. Print priced item, a concrete method, which takes a quantity and should print an itemized line item for an order with quantity and line item price. Show details, an abstract method, which represents what might be displayed on a product page, product type, description, price, and so on. Also create an order item type that has at a minimum 2 fields, quantity, and a product for sale. You should also create 2 or 3 classes that extend the product for sale class that will be products in your store. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but you have actually worked on all the parts of this and seen examples. It's building on the knowledge that you've built up over this course. So it's time for you to try this out. Pause the video and attempt the challenge now, and come back when you want to see how I solved this particular challenge. Pause the video now. Okay, so welcome back. How did you get on? Were you able to complete all or part of this challenge? Let's look at my approach. Here is the class diagram of what you'll be building. This covers all the requirements I talked about. Notice I'm specifying that order item will be a record. This is just to keep the code simple. I'm not really specifying what our store products are. You can really put anything there. Let's actually get started. I've created a project called Abstract Challenge, and as mentioned on the slides, I have a store class and that has a main method. Before I can really do anything here, I need to create that abstract class product for sale. I'll make that a new public class in the dev.lpa package. Now I'll add the 3 attributes: protected string type, protected double price, protected string description. I'm making all 3 attributes protected, which means that subclasses can access and modify them directly as well. I want this because our overridden methods will need access to some of these attributes. I'll generate a constructor with all 3 fields. Right, with that done, I'll now add the concrete methods. First, get sales price. Public double get sales price with an int parameter named quantity. Return quantity times price. I'm returning the total sales price there. Next, we need the print priced item method. Public void print priced item with an int parameter named quantity. I'll use printf to format this output. This format string is a bit complex. %2d means an integer will get printed with 2 digits right justified. Then %8.2f means a decimal number, a double or float, will get printed with a precision of 2 digits after the period and a total width of 8. Then there's %-15s. This prints out a string. The dash means left, justify that. And the 15 means allow 15 spaces as a minimum. That's our item type. I'll finish by left justifying the description, the last thing we want printed on the line item. Finally, I'll add the abstract method. Public abstract void show details parentheses semicolon. And that's our abstract class product for sale. It's abstract because we don't really know what kind of products we're supporting yet, but we know what operations we want, regardless of the type of product. We know our store will want to show the details of the product, and the product can customize that as needed. I'm going to set up the storefront, and my store is going to sell objects of art and furniture. I'll create a new class in the same package, calling that art object. It will extend the abstract class we just created. Right away we have a problem, and you probably know what that is. This class needs to implement the abstract method, show details, but this class still doesn't compile. It's for the same reason we saw in a previous video. We need to set up a constructor. Notice it calls the super constructor which is the constructor on the abstract class, and that has the 3 parameters I declared in product for sale. Let's put some code in that overridden method. First I'll print out the type, then I'll print out the price, and finally the description. This method's implementation is really individual to any product that subclasses product for sale. I print out some information and the price directly accessing that price field because I declared it protected in product for sale. So that's all I need to do with that class. Back to the store, I want an inventory of products, so I'll make that a private static field on this class. Private static array list of product for sale. I'll call it store products and initialize it. Hopefully you're getting comfortable with the array list. I've specified the array list type to be our abstract class product for sale. Let's add some art objects to the inventory list. For the first product added to the list, I'll add an art object of type oil painting. For the second product, I'll add an art object of type sculpture. Notice I'm calling the add method on the array list and passing it a new instance of the concrete class art object. The store products array list has a type parameter of product for sale, our abstract class. However, any class that is a subclass of product for sale can be an element in this list. When I get to generics a little later in the section, I'll explain this in more detail. But this is the same concept as making our method parameters more generic than the runtime type will be, which enables polymorphism. Okay, so we have a couple of products. Let's add a couple of methods to this store class. The first will list all our products, public static void list products. I'll use the enhanced for loop to go through each product in the list. I'll then print out a line using the repeat method from the string class and then invoke item.showDetails. This code just uses a for loop and I'm using var. I like to use var in places where I want things to be very general, as is the case here. Java can infer the type from our store products array list and infers it to be a product for sale. First, a dashed line is printed to separate each entity. I can then call showDetails on each loop variable. You've seen me do this several times. In the main method, I'll call this method list products. Let's run this code now. You can see we get what we might see on a products page for pieces of art. Before this video gets too long, I'll stop here. I've created our storefront with a list of inventory using an abstract type. In the next video, I'll include different types of products in the inventory, so I'll see you in that next video.